Here at Riks, we've been reporting about the migrant crisis that is currently ongoing at the Polish border.
And we are privileged to have with us today Radosław Fogiel, who is a member of parliament and international secretary for the Polish party Law and Justice. Welcome, Mr. Fogiel.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you here.
Welcome, everybody. It's my pleasure. I'm really happy to be here in Sweden and be able to talk to you.
Yeah, it's really great to have you here. So we're kind of wondering over here in Sweden, how would you describe the situation at the Polish border right now?
I think what's worth mentioning is that we are not dealing with a migrant crisis per se, or a humanitarian crisis, as some media try to describe it. What we are having is a hybrid attack from an authoritarian Belarusian government, because those people on the borders, they did not come there by themselves. They do not flee from any war or persecution. This is an operation designed and led from Minsk, the capital city of Belarus. Basically, the Lukashenko's regime is inviting and bringing people from very different countries like Iraq, North Africa, some of the former Soviet republics, to Belarus, and then they are sending them to the Polish-Belarusian border in order to cause a crisis, in order to attack not only Poland, but the whole EU. It's mostly it's a way of executing revenge for the sanctions that are in place.
And what is the intention of the Polish government right now? How do you plan to handle this situation?
What's most important from our point of view is securing the border, both Polish and European border, because it's the Schengen border as well. So we are deploying not only border guards there, but police and military as well. We are strong in numbers there, so there's enough force to hold even the biggest waves of illegal migrants right now. That's our job, and we are absolutely dedicated to hold.
So I'm curious about Polish public opinion. Do the Polish people want to take in more migrants? How are they viewing the situation?
It's a complicated question, because back in 2015, where the general idea within most of the European countries was let's take in all the migrants, let's implement the quotas and so on, the Polish public opinion was against forcibly accepting people who want to come to Europe. On the other hand, we have already probably around 1 million of Ukrainian people living in Poland. They fled from the eastern Ukraine, being under attack by Russia, and we are welcoming them very warmly. They can work in Poland. They start their families there. Some of them go to school or university. We also help and do our fair share when it comes to the evacuation from Afghanistan. So we are an open society. We want to help, but we want to help people on fair ground and help those who really need our help. Those people on the Polish-Belarusian border are used as weapons by the dictatorship, which is of course supported by Russia, and they come to Belarus willingly. They are granted tourist visas. They come to Minsk, and you can see this in social media. These are videos that those people are posting. They have a trip all over Minsk. They do some sightseeing, and then they go to the border.
Right.
Just on the border, they realize that they are being used by the Belarusians. The Belarusian special forces are trying to push them towards our border, and so they are victims, at least some of them. They are victims as well, but it doesn't mean that we are able or that we are allowed to establish a migration corridor through Poland.
And how would you describe the reactions from the European Union? Are you getting the support you need?
Vocal, yes. I must say this is at least something, and I'm quite happy and that we can get this, because it means that since 2015 the policy of the EU has changed. That our arguments that we were making back then have been heard, and the point of view of European Union is more similar to the one that we the Hungarians, the Swedish Democrats had back then. So it's a good thing that the European Commission recognizes this as an attack, as a hybrid attack on EU, and is not proposing to let everyone in. Although it's been words so far, it would be better if some actions were taken. We are really working hard on the sanctions. We hope this new sanctions against Belarus can be implemented quite soon. But we are fully capable of defending our border by ourselves.
So if you look at the Sweden-Poland relationship a little bit, I remember in 2018, Poland actually helped Sweden out and helped us put out some forest fires by sending Polish firefighters over to Sweden. Do you think that Sweden could help out in any way with this crisis? Can we do more? What would you say?
I do remember the firefighters. It was well known in Poland, and we are absolutely aware that Swedish people were happy and grateful, and we are always happy to help. We don't need any official thank you note from the government. It's important for us that we could help the ordinary Swedish people. I think what we need right now is a strong support from the international community, not only in terms of European Union, but NATO as well, standing against the common values and showing very strong that we are not going to bend, that we are not going to be blackmailed in terms of human rights, in terms of empathy. These are extremely important things, but you cannot blackmail a country just to let illegal migrants in. So this kind of support for the sanctions within the EU, this is something that could be very useful from our point of view.
And what solution to the current problem do you see now? How will it be possible to solve the situation?
Because defending the border is just one part. We are making all diplomatic efforts to stop the flow. Contacting with the governments of countries from the migrants are being transported to Minsk. We've got some successes so far. For example, I think it was yesterday when Turkish Airlines decided not to sell tickets to passengers going from countries of origin of those people to Minsk. This is a big help. We of course disperse the message that this route is closed, that there is no open corridor from Belarus to Poland. We are in contact with press agencies from the region. We are trying to prevent people from even going to Minsk in pursuit of a better life. Well, of course, Belarus wouldn't do this if they hadn't the support of Moscow. This is absolutely true. So I think there's also a need for a strong response from the West, saying that this is seen as a hybrid attack, and we cannot be divided over this.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us here today, Radek.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for watching Riks. Hej allihopa och tack så jättemycket för att ni tittar på Riks. Glöm inte att prenumerera på våran kanal genom att trycka på knappen här nedanför. Och om ni vill ha nya notiser om de videos som vi lägger upp så tryck på ringklockan.